I heard about a funny teacher challenge recently. Toward the end of the school year, the teacher sits on a chair with their back to the students who line up single file behind the teacher so the teacher can't see them. Then each student takes a turn saying something like, "Good morning, Mrs. Smith," or "Can I go to the bathroom?" And the teacher has to guess which student is speaking. Most teachers do a very good job of this. Yay, teachers! How do you think your teacher would do with this challenge? We each have a unique voice. It's part of what makes us who we are. But we also have to learn to speak up in ways that make it easy for others to hear and understand us. Hi there, I'm Dr. Eileen Kennedy Moore, also known as Dr. Friendtastic. I'm an author and clinical psychologist based in Princeton, New Jersey. Each week on the Kids Ask Dr. Friendtastic podcast, I answer a question from a kid about making and keeping friends. If you have a question you'd like me to answer, you can send it in at drfriendtastic.com/submit. That's drfriendtastic.com/submit. Here's today's question.
Hello, my name's Isla. I'm 5 years old. How do you talk to someone when they're being mean to you?
Hi, Isla. Thanks for sending in this very important question. I don't want anyone to be mean to you, but sometimes people make mistakes and do things we don't like. The first thing you want to do, and this is so difficult when we're upset, is to ask yourself, what's my part in this problem? It's easy to notice what other people did wrong. It's harder to see our own mistakes. Now, maybe the other person's mean actions came out of nowhere, but maybe there's some tiny way that you might have contributed to the problem. Maybe you accidentally said or did something that bothered the other person. That doesn't excuse what they did, but it could mean there's something you can do to change the situation. That might mean explaining or apologizing or just not doing whatever upset them anymore. Next, consider your relationship with the other person. How well do you know them? How well do you normally get along? That could affect how you respond. If you don't know the person that well, you might choose to ignore their mean actions. Just pretend they don't bother you and go about your day. You don't want to be an entertaining target for their meanness, or they'll do it more. If the meanness keeps happening, you probably need to say something. If it's a mean comment, you could shrug and say in a bored tone of voice, "Okay." Or you could pretend it's a compliment, smile broadly, and say, "Thanks for noticing." If the meanness is physical, you could say, "Quit hitting me," or "Get your hands off me." Say this loudly so everyone around you can hear. That will make everyone stare at the other kid and might make a teacher or other adult come running. If you're getting seriously hurt or you're scared of what might happen, you need to tell a grown-up what's going on so they can help you. But what if the person doing the mean thing is also a friend? In that case, you want to aim for a kind of communication called assertiveness. Assertiveness means speaking up in a way that's respectful of yourself and others. A good example of assertiveness is using an I statement. I statements start with the word I, and they describe your thoughts or feelings. For instance, you could say, "I feel frustrated when I always have to play goalie." Or, "I don't like it when you call me that." I statements are easier for people to hear than accusations like, "You always," or "You never," or "You're so mean." I statements work best with people who care about your thoughts or feelings rather than someone who's trying to upset you. After you've said an I statement, then you need to ask for what you want moving forward. Your friend can't know what you want unless you tell them. So you could say, "How about if we take turns being goalie?" Or, "From now on, could you please say my name right?" Your tone of voice matters too. Your friends will have an easier time hearing you if you talk in a calm voice instead of yelling. Communicating clearly is an important part of every friendship. It helps us get past those unavoidable friendship rough spots. Speaking up assertively can help you get your message across in a way that strengthens your friendship. This has been Kids Ask Dr. Friendtastic. You can learn even more about friendship through my funny and practical books for kids, Growing Friendships, A Kid's Guide to Making and Keeping Friends, and Growing Feelings, A Kid's Guide to Dealing with Emotions about friends and other kids. They're available through your library or wherever you buy books.